right, my kindergartners, it is time for our math lesson for Thursday, September 10th. So today is the 10th day in the month of September. So let's get to learning. Let's see what our robot wants us to work on today. I'm going to turn the volume up, and here we go.
How do you show less than and greater than? Let's see. What does the picture show? There is a group of zebras and a group of giraffes. How many zebras are there? You can count to find out. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 zebras. You can write the number 3 to show how many zebras. How many giraffes are there? One, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 giraffes. You can write the number 4 to show how many giraffes. Does 3 come before or after 4 when you count? 3 comes before 4 when you count. 3 is less than 4. 4 is greater than 3. Circle the number that is greater than the other number. Circle the 4. What does this picture show? There is a group of lions and a group of gazelles. How many gazelles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 gazelles. You can write the number 5 to show how many gazelles. How many lions are there? 1, 2. There are 2 lions. You can write the number 2 to show how many lions. Does 2 come before or after 5 when you count? 2 comes before 5 when you count. 2 is less than 5. 5 is greater than 2. Mark an X on the number that is less than the other number. Mark an X on 2.
You use numbers to show greater than and less than.
Okay, my kindergartners, so it looks like they want us to practice more with less than, which means smaller. The group or the number is smaller, and they want to practice showing greater than. What does greater than mean? Bigger, the number that is bigger. So here, they're just showing us how to show less than and greater than by using numbers. So the greater than or the bigger number, it looks like we're going to be circling, and the less than or the smaller number, we're going to be crossing out with the letter X. So let's get to our math book. So it looks like our first practice one, we're using elephants and lions. So first, let's count how many elephants we have. Are you ready to help me? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elephants. So what number am I going to write right here? I'm going to write the number 5. Over, down, and around. Okay, help me count the lions. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 lions. So I'm going to write the number 4 right on the line. So now let's figure out which group is greater. Which group is bigger? Which number is more? So we have 5 and we have 4. Which number is greater? 4? Right. Nay. Number 4 is not greater. What about number 5? Number 5 is greater. So which number am I going to circle because it's greater or bigger? I'm going to circle the number 5. That number is bigger. It is greater than the number 4. So 4 is less than. It is smaller. So what am I going to do with that number 4? I'm going to put a what on it? I'm going to put an X on it because that is less than. That is smaller. So we're just comparing number groups, and remember, comparing just means checking out something that's the same and different. And right now, these are different because 5 is greater than or bigger than 4. All right, I'm going to turn the page. Erase my numbers. Okay, so another practice one they have us counting bananas and monkeys, cute little smiley monkeys. So let's first count the monkeys. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 monkeys. So how would we show that there are 3 monkeys? We would write the number 3. So I'm going to write the number 3 around and around. Now, let's count the bananas. Let's see how many bananas we have over here in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bananas. So how would I show that there are 5 bananas? I would write the number 5. So here I go. Over, down, and around. Now we need to compare those numbers. We need to figure out which one is greater and which one is less than. So if I asked you which one is less than, we're going to look for the number that is what? Bigger or smaller? We're going to look for the number that is smaller. So we have a 3 and we have a 5. Which number is smaller? Which number is less? The 3. The 3 is less. So I'm going to put a what on that number? I'm going to put an X. I'm going to cross it out. So if 3 is smaller, then 5 is what? 5 is bigger or greater than. So what am I going to put on that number 5? I'm going to circle it because that one is greater than. And you can see here they have a number line. She was also talking about which number comes before. Before means in front of. So when you're counting, when we're counting to number 5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is the number 5, and here is the number 3. We count the number 3 first. It comes before or in front of, as if the numbers were in line, and this was the front. I'm going to put a letter F for the front. 3 is in front of the number 5. So 3 is the smaller number, it's less than. The more we count, the bigger the numbers get, the greater the numbers get. All right, I'm going to turn the page again. Let me erase this. Don't forget to have your journal, your pencil, and your crayons ready to practice. Okay, so it looks like they have a few groups of objects they want us to compare. I need to erase that little F right there. All right, so we have some groups we need to compare. Here it looks like we have an owl and some trees to compare. So how many owls do you see? I see 1. Do you see 1? I see 1. So to show 1, I'm going to write what number? I'm going to write the number 1. Use blue. Actually, I see a bunch of my dots. I'm going to erase those. Okay, so we have 1 owl. Now we need to count the trees. Can you help me count the trees? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How many trees? There are 3 trees. So how would I show that there are 3 trees? I would write the number 3. Around and around. Now let's compare. Let's see how those are different. Which number, we have a 1 and a 3, which number is greater or more than? Which one is greater? The 1 or the 3? The 3. The 3 is greater than the number 1. There are more trees than there are owls. So what am I going to do to show that 3 is greater? I'm going to draw a what around it? I'm going to draw a circle around it. And then to show that the number 1 is less, what am I going to draw on my number 1? An X. I'm going to X that out. That is less than. All right, let's look at this group with the tree, with the birds and the nests. Let's first count, they want us to count the birds first. So let's count the birds. 1, 2, there are 2 birds. So what number am I going to write to show that there are 2 birds? I'm going to write the number 2. Around, slant, and over. Now, let's count the nests. 1 and 2. How many nests are there? There are 2 nests. So what number am I going to write? The number 2. Now let's compare these 2 groups. Is there a number that is less than or smaller? We have a 2 and a 2. Is there a number that is less? No. Is there a number that is greater or more? No, you're right. I don't see one. Are there numbers that are the same, that are equal? We have a 2 and a 2, and those are the what? Those are the same. So when we compare these 2 groups, they are actually equal. And when you are showing that something is equal, you can write this symbol. It's a line on top of a line. And a line on top of another line, that means equal. So the 2 and the 2 is equal. They are the same. They are twins. So we don't need to circle or X out anything, but we're going to write our equal sign because they are the same. So this sign is called the equal sign. Okay, let's count our bears and our bear dens and see what we have. First, they want us to count our bears, so let's count our bears. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 bears. How am I going to show that there are 4 bears? What would I write? The number 4. Down and over, and then the straight line. Now let's count our bears' dens. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many bear dens? There are 4. So what number am I going to write? The number 4. Okay, let's compare these 2 groups and these 2 numbers. Do we have a number that is less than or greater than? Wait, first, do we have a number that is less? Nope. Do we have a number that is greater or bigger? Nope. Do we have some numbers that are equal or the same? Yeah, they're both what? They're both the number what? They're both the number 4. So what am I going to write? I'm going to write an equal sign because they're both equal. I'm going to put the equal sign right here because I can't fit it over here. And remember, a line on top of a line, remember they're not touching though, that's our equal sign. Okay, our last one, and then we can move on to our journal practice. It looks like we are counting and comparing bunnies and bushes. And first they want us to count our bunnies. So let's count our bunnies. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 bunnies. What am I going to write to show that there are 3 bunnies? I'm going to write the number 3. Here I go, around and around. Now let's count our bushes. We need to count our green bushes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 green bushes. What number am I going to write to show that there are 4 bushes? The number 4. So here I go. Down and over, and then a straight line. Now let's compare those 2 groups. We have 3 bunnies and 4 bushes. Is there a number that is less than or smaller? Yep, there is. What number is it? 3. 3 is smaller than 4. 3 also comes before 4 on the number line. So if I were to write a number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 comes before 4, so 3 is smaller or less than. So how am I going to show that 3 is less than? What am I going to write on it? An X. I'm going to X it out. So if 3 is less than, is there a number that is greater or bigger? Yeah, what number is it? It's the 4. Oop, no, it's the 4. The 4 is greater. Greater than 3. It's bigger. And even on the number line, you can see the 4 comes after the number 3. It gets bigger. So from 3 to 4 gets bigger. So 4 is greater than. What am I going to do with that number 4 to show that it's greater? I'm going to circle it. And there we go. So we just compared groups by counting and comparing which one was less than, greater than, and equal. So go ahead and grab your journal so we can illustrate our own comparing groups. Here's my journal page. Ready? You got yours ready? Okay, so let's illustrate some groups of objects first. Let's do, how about some beach balls? Yeah, let's do some beach balls. All right, beach ball is the shape of a what? A circle. So I'm gonna illustrate, I'm gonna draw the outline of my circle with black first. And let's illustrate 2 beach balls. So here we have 1 and 2. And then beach balls are actually different colors, usually different colors. So I'm going to add some colors to my beach ball. I'm going to add red, blue, and I'm going to add green. So you go ahead and illustrate your beach balls. Remember, we're only illustrating 2. Color my other one. Same colors, green, red. Do you like playing at the beach? I love playing at the beach. And blue. Okay, now let's create another group. How about we illustrate some rainbows? Let's illustrate, how about we do 4 rainbows? And I want to use my other colors. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can use my other colors. Okay, so let's illustrate 4 rainbows. So first, I'm going to use red. So here's my red. Then I'm going to do green and blue, yellow. That looks like a good rainbow, yeah? Oh, do I have purple? I need to add purple. So that's my first rainbow, but we want to do 4 rainbows. So that's the first rainbow. Here's my second rainbow. I need 2 more rainbows. How are your rainbows looking? Good? Purple. All right, I need 1 more rainbow. I'm almost done. And purple. Okay, now let's count and compare. How many beach balls do we have? Let's count them. 1, 2. So we're gonna write what number? We're going to write the number 2. So come down to your writing line and write the number 2. Down, over, slant, and over. Now let's count our rainbows. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 rainbows. What are we going to write to show that we have 4 rainbows? The number 4. Down and over, and then the straight line. Make sure your number is underneath your illustration of your object. So my 2 is underneath my beach balls because I have 2 beach balls. And my 4 is underneath my rainbows Because I have 4 rainbows. Now let's compare those. Which of these numbers is less than? Which one is less than or smaller? Is it the 2 or the 4? It's the 2. So what are we going to do to show that that 2 is less? We're going to write a what on it? An X. Let's write an X. We're going to X that one out. Now, if 2 is less than, then what is our 4? Our 4 is greater than. So how are we going to show that our 4 is greater? We're going to circle it. Just like that. Go ahead and circle your 4. Looking good.
Mr. Stowe, can you buzz the office?
Okay, let's do some more illustrating and comparing. Let's do one more together. How about we illustrate... Let's illustrate some vases. You know, the things that flowers go into that give them water. Let's illustrate... How about we illustrate 3 vases? So I'm gonna make my vases purple. So I'm gonna do the top, which is kind of like a flat circle. Then I'm gonna go out and under. I'm gonna redo that. I don't like it. My vase needs to go out a little more on the bottom. Yeah, I like that. There we go. And I'm just gonna color my vase in with some blue stripes. So I said, let's illustrate, how many did I say? Let's do 3 vases. I don't remember what I said, but let's do 3. So there's my first one. Here's my second one. That one doesn't look very good, but it'll do. Now I need one more vase because we're illustrating 3 vases. Oh, that one looks better. Add some blue stripes. I want to erase this one. I don't like this one. Remember, we'll always do our best, and that's why if you can erase it, go ahead and erase it, or just redraw it. I didn't like that one.
I did.
Miss J said she did.
I did.
Miss J is so nice. I don't like that one either, but we'll work with it. That one's a skinny vase. Okay, so we illustrated 3 vases. Now let's illustrate some flowers that would go in them, but we're going to illustrate our flowers over here. Let's illustrate, how about 5 flowers? And you can pick any kind of flowers you want. I'm going to do a bunch of different ones. So my first flower will look like this. Beautiful. Thank you, Ms. J. So that's my first flower. We're going to illustrate 5 flowers. So that's my first one. And here's my second one. 2, 3 with the green stem. 3 and 4. I need one more flower. And I'm going to make this flower, I'll go blue again. With the green stem. Okay, so now I have my 5 flowers, and my 3 vases. Let's count and write. So let's count our vases first. 1, 2, 3. 3 vases. So how will I show that I have 3 vases? I'm going to write the number. So what number? I'm going to write the number 3. So on your journal, on your handwriting line, underneath your vases, around and around. Now let's count our flowers and write our number for our flowers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flowers. So what number do we need to write? 5. Over, down, and around. Now let's compare. Oh, I don't like that 5. I'm going to erase that. Or I'm going to erase this end. That was like too big. There we go. That looks better. Now let's compare the numbers and the groups of our vases and flowers. Do we have a number that is greater than or bigger? We have a 3 and a 5. Which number is greater than or bigger? The 5. We have more flowers than we do vases. So how are we going to show that that 5 is greater? We're going to do what to it? We're going to circle it. Circle it. And if our 5 is greater, then our 3 is what? It's less. It's smaller. So what are we going to do to our 3 to show that our 3 is less than? We're going to X it out. Put an X on it. Looking good. Now, on our next writing line, let's just work on writing a couple of numbers and practicing our equal sign. So let's write, how about, we haven't written the number 0, so let's go ahead and write the number 0. You're on your next writing line. Let's write the number 0 around. And then we're going to put a space between this, and we're going to write another 0. So we're writing 2 zeros, but there's going to be a space. So space, and then another 0. Now let's compare those zeros. Is there a number with 0 and 0? We have 0 and we have 0. Is there a number that is greater? Nope. Is there a number that is less? Nope. Are those 2 zeros the same? Yep. And the same means that they're equal. So what are we going to write right here in the middle since they're equal? We're going to write an equal sign. So remember, an equal sign is one line on top and one on bottom. And don't make them too far apart. We want them kind of close together, but just not touching. So 0 is equal to 0 because they're the same. Fix that. Let's do another one like that. Let's write the number 1 because we haven't written the number 1 yet. Let's write the number 1. So move over a little bit like a big space and write your number 1. Now let's do another space and write another 1. Now let's chat and compare those. We have a 1 and we have a 1. Is either of those numbers greater? We have a 1 and a 1. Nope, there's not either of them that's greater. Neither of them is bigger. Is either of them less or smaller? Nope, still have a 1 and a 1. So what is that 1 and that 1? They are what? They are the same, which means they are equal. Yes. So what are we going to write here in between our 1s? We're going to write our equal sign. So let's do it. A line on top and a line on bottom. And there we go. We've compared less than, we've compared more than, and we've compared equal using our new sign we learned about, which is our equal sign. All right, my darlings, that's the end of our math lesson for Thursday. You guys have a great day. Don't forget, send me a picture of your activity and your illustrations so I can see how wonderful they look. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.